Just because you can doesn't mean that you should. This is something that the Holy Spirit whispered to me just a few months after we moved to Mobile, Alabama. We had been in a season of serving in the church for years. My husband and I were both employees in our church before we moved here. And we were living in a new state of freedom outside of church leadership, although churched, not in close community yet. And we had the freedom to express ourselves the way that we want to. And one thing that the Holy Spirit said to me at first was, just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And I thought that he was talking about behavior, because just as soon as we hear permission, we automatically think, well, I have the freedom to do as I choose. And you do. But that's not what the Holy Spirit meant. The Holy Spirit meant about my time. I can, but should I? See, he brought us here for a place of rest first, so we could listen and hear, become who we were meant to be the parents that our children deserve, be the spouses that we were created to be. And we couldn't do that in a hurry. We had to slow down and wait. See, I'm a people pleaser. I'm somebody that says yes first and figures out what to do later with the frenzy that follows. And that's what the Holy Spirit told me. Just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should. You shouldn't fill up your time with the things that aren't kingdom things. You shouldn't say yes to every offering. You shouldn't go on every date that someone invites you on. You shouldn't have every single conversation that you have the opportunity to have. Now, I'm talking about some things that could apply to other people's lives at this point. But what it really means is, are you filling your time with the things that are most valuable in the kingdom? Are your kids and your spouse getting what they need from you the most? Sometimes we run around doing the things that we think that they need, but they're busy work. What they really need is for us to sometimes stop and look at their faces, listen to them as they speak. And then we can be more diligent in choosing wisely what tasks matter the most. So sometimes the Holy Spirit will whisper to me, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And it really helps me to pause in the moment and make a good decision. How am I using my time? So I encourage you today, just because you can doesn't mean that you should. And it certainly doesn't mean that you should feel pressure to. Balance your books with the Lord. Put your tasks out in front of Him and say, God, what do you want me to do the most today? What is the most valuable for my family? What's going to push the needle forward and be most productive for my family today and for your kingdom? And those are the ways that you order your steps. I'm a to-do list person. To-do lists are a way of life for a lot of mamas like me. But often we scribble them down, just making sure we get everything on the list, and we don't order our steps. So I challenge you to do this one small thing. Take your to-do list, pray over it, prioritize it. Choose the one or two things that can't go undone today by you. If it's something that somebody else can do, let them do it. And you do the most prioritized things that are most important and let everything else fall in line. The other things can wait for another day. They can be assigned to somebody else, or they may not matter at all. But you really need to take those few extra mama moments and ask the Lord what's the most important. So I hope this has encouraged you today, and I hope you enjoy this lesson, and I hope you come back for other lessons just like this to fill your cup and help you in your motherhood. I hope to see you in the next lesson, and as always, happy cooking, y'all.